Namaskar, Jai Jagannath. This is Tanu from Interview Times. Today we will be talking about International Clinical Trials Day, a day dedicated to recognizing the crucial role clinical trials playing in advancing medical research and improving patient care. We are speaking with doctors and experts to get their insights on the importance of clinical trials, the challenges they face, and the impact these trials have on developing new treatments and the therapies. Let's hear what they have to say.
मोर देन 70-75 डॉक्टर्स को संगरे काम करी आसीचु दीर्घ 7 वर्ष हेलानी तो आमे समस्त को फेलिसिटेट करिया पे आज इनवाइट करछु गोटे डिनर पार्टी रे आउ से मैंने ऑलरेडी बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ रे थांती तो बस टिके हल्का करिया पे तांको मूड आ बिकॉज आज का दिन से मन को पे बहुत इंपोर्टेंट बिकॉज से माने रिसर्च टा गोटे एमती छोटो मोटो जिंस नुहे बहुत कष्ट करके करा जाए तो बहुत कंसंट्रेशन तो तांको टिके स्ट्रेस फ्री करिया पे आज आमे समस्ते एकत्रित होइछु.
Hello viewers, this is Tanu from Interview Times. Hello madam, will you please introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening. I am Dr. Sai Prasanna Behera, the founder director of CRO Pharma Trends Private Limited, and today we have gathered here in the evening to celebrate the International Clinical Trials Day.
Such a pleasure meeting you ma'am. So ma'am, why are clinical trials important in advancing the medical research? What's your take on this?
See, being a researcher and also being a normal human being, a layman, don't you think that pandemic has taught us something that without research, medicines wouldn't be there in the market? And COVID-19 vaccine has saved millions of lives. So I would always say that please do come forward, participate in clinical trials and be in the system of giving new life, improving the quality of life. So that is it all about research.
Ma'am, thank you ma'am. And what are the new advancements you are expecting in the clinical trials and how excited you are about?
See, already in India we are doing gene therapy trials. Biosimilars are the next generation of medicines. Very soon we will be all having biosimilar drugs. So that is the boom India will be seeing in the next few years.
Surely. So ma'am, is there any challenges you faced during the clinical trials you used to do? So is there any challenges, major challenges?
Yeah, of course, without challenge there is no fun. So let me tell you that clinical trial is not at all an easy process. You have to have the patients or the volunteers' consent, and getting in consent itself is a tough task. And because you have to explain everything about the trial, the pros, the cons, the risks, the benefits associated with the medicine, and then only the patient or the patient's family agrees to get involved in the trial, because you cannot force someone to be in the trial, right? So that is a major challenge which we face. Apart from that, regulations, I just want that quite soon, as the regulations are getting more stringent, so the quality also is getting better. But people do have to understand, the regulators also have to understand the things at the site and the hospital level also. So these are some of the obstacles and the bottlenecks of clinical trials.
Okay, so ma'am, is there any more information you want to share regarding the awareness of this clinical trials to more of the patients so that they can consider?
I'll give a very small example. SMA, which is systemic muscular atrophy, it's a disease. It's a rare disease where 1 in 50,000 gets affected, but that 1 in 50,000 cannot be saved because there is no such drug in India. And even if the drug is imported from the UK or the US, the drug costs 16 crores. So do you think a layman can avail it? Not possible, right? So why not people participate in clinical trials and help the researchers develop new molecule here itself in India, so that we can save many people, those who are suffering from rare diseases.
Could you please introduce yourself?
I am Dr. Santosh Kumar Mahapatra. I am the Chief Medical Officer at JPM Rotary Eye Hospital, Cuttack. I am a retina specialist and I do research in the field of retina.
Okay, sir. So what are the advancements in clinical research which you are very much excited about?
Nowadays, clinical research has become part and parcel of clinical practice. Actually, clinical research should not be thought of a separate entity. It has to be part and parcel of any clinical practitioner, because clinical research should be there in each field, so that the best knowledge, best treatment available should be available to the people. And without doing a research in clinical field, we cannot give the best treatment available in recent times to the people of our state or country. That's why everybody should do clinical research, be part of it, so that they can know the best possible and the most recent treatment options available, which can be given to the people of the state or the country.
So what are the recent developments that has happened in your field, especially in your specialization?
Yes, you see, ophthalmology has now become one of the most advanced medical science, because lot of research is going on, and particularly in this part of the country or in this part of the world, where diabetes has become the one of the leading disease overall, and diabetic blindness has become the most common cause of defective vision or blindness in persons of the most productive age group. And that's why we are also into the field of diabetic research, and we have conducted more than 3 or 4 phase 3 clinical trials in this field. And apart from diabetes, we also have done the pioneering work in the field of retinitis pigmentosa. Retinitis pigmentosa is a disease which is a genetic disease and which has no cure till date. And I am proud to announce that we have been the first institute in the whole world to conduct a clinical trial in humans, which is giving a hope of giving a genetic therapy for patients of retinitis pigmentosa, for which till now there is no treatment. So we all should be part of the clinical trials, and definitely we can give hope to people who have no hope in terms of treatment.
So, sir, according to you, how can we make people more aware about these clinical trials, especially, and what are the major challenges you're expecting?
Very nice question, because many times we clinicians think that we are clinicians, we just are here to treat. But if you are not part of the clinical trials, I think you may miss the most advanced and the most recent knowledge in your field, and that will not be available to your patients. So everybody should be aware of clinical trial and be part of clinical trials, so that one can do their best in the clinical field as well as do justice to their patients.
I am Dr. Surya Prakash Chaudhary, Professor Neurology.
Okay, sir. So, what do you think why clinical trials are important, and how is it important in advancing in the medical research?
You see, today we are observing the International Clinical Trial Day, and it's very important for us because in the field of medical science, every day the field of medical science is changing. So today, what is the drugs and what is the disease and what is the diagnosis, treatment in the medicinal line, in the surgical line, maybe tomorrow the line of treatment, the protocol may be changed, and it can be happen only the perfect and the good clinical trial, because clinical trial is the first step to discover or to invent any type of medicine, or to discover any type of medicines or any type of surgical or any type of surgery. So the clinical trial is the first thing that we have to focus on that, so that we can go ahead in the field of medical science. And in the you all know the clinical trial, and the 4-phase clinical trial is going on all over the world in the every field of the medical science. So we are also trying in the different science, starting from the medicine, surgery, neurological science, gastro science, oncological, medical oncological science, surgical oncological science. So every field the clinical trial is important, and the most important thing. And in the day of the International Clinical Day, I will thank all the teams of the clinical research those who are working continuously with all the principal investigator. So many thanks to them, and very many thanks to the people and the to participants who are always participating in the field of clinical trial, because the patient and people's interaction is very important. If they won't participate in the clinical trial and they are taking a risk thing, so that is the important thing, and their support is most important. So I will task and will tell everyone when there is new drugs is coming and the new treatment lines coming and we are performing a clinical trial, so everyone's participation is most important, and no worry about that, because in the field of clinical trial, if is there anything mistake happens or any problem happens, then we are already ready to help with you. So always I ask every people in the field of clinical trial, everybody should support us, and everybody will put their hands and will combine with their hands with us, so that we can go ahead in the field of clinical trial, and our state will be maybe the number one in the India also, and gradually India is becoming the most of the popular country in the field of clinical trial.
क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स ए वेरी वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट आपण एबे देखुथबे लेटेस्ट जो कंट्रोवर्सी चलची कोवैक्सीन कोविशील्ड उपरे कोविड टाइम रे वी आर गिवन ए ड्रग व्हिच वाज नॉट एडिक्वेटली ट्राइड बट दैट वाज द सिचुएशन हेले एमती हबो सेतले कि जो भी हम ड्रग जोटा भी हम नौछु हम मा नौचंदी बापा नौचंदी छुआ मान नौचंदी कि पब्लिक नौचंदी इट हैज टू सी द टेस्ट ऑफ टाइम माने फर्स्ट होची गोटे ड्रग डिस्कवरी हबो सेटा इफेक्टिव कि नै जो जिनस पे एटा कराई सेटा करूची कि नै ता साइड इफेक्ट्स कोन एनिमल ट्रायल्स होची फेज 1 फेज 2 बहुत इंटेंसिव बहुत एक्सटेंसिव ट्रायल्स करूछु कहीं देखो मेडिकल साइंस रे इज ओनली वन प्रिंसिपल आपण यदि भलो करि पारनंती करंतुनी किंतु कार हानि करंतुनी कार खराब करंतुनी एंड दैट इज वेयर ऑल द कंट्रोवर्सी किंतु ड्रग्स कि किछि भी जिंस को का देह रे भी रिएक्ट करि पारे किंतु यदि 1000 जन के भीतर यदि 100 जन के ऊपर गोटे बैड इफेक्ट होची कि प्रॉब्लम होची दैट मींस एडिक्वेट टेस्टिंग हेनी कि एडिक्वेटली तार सेफ्टी देखा जाइनी कि आमे फाइनेंशियल जिंस को बेसी देखिलु आ सेफ्टी कंसीडर करलु सो ड्रग ट्रायल्स आर वेरी इंपोर्टेंट आमने करूछु विथ ड्यू डिलिजेंस ड्यू जहाँ भी इनफॉर्म्ड कंसेंट नहीं कि भलरे जानी कि से विषय रे एंड वी आर नॉट यूजिंग आवर क्लाइंट्स एज माने कोन कहउछन एक्सपेरिमेंट्स जस्ट ट्राइंग टू सी हाउ वी कैन इम्प्रूव देयर इफेक्ट्स एंड जदि किछि असुविधा होछि देन वी कैन हाउ वी कैन रिड्यूस इट सो फॉर अस लाइफ इज इंपॉर्टेंट इवन इफ इट्स एनिमल सो वी टेक ड्यू डिलिजेंस व्हेन वी डू दैट सो विथ ऑल ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट टू एवरीबॉडी किंतु डिस्कवर वी नीड न्यू ड्रग्स वी नीड टू डेवलप देम और तापई किछि ना किछि प्रोसेस अच्छी सब जिन समस्त को ठीक लगे कि फॉर द कॉमन गुड समटाइम्स हमको ये सब जिन करिया पड़े सो ड्रग ट्रायल्स आर इंपोर्टेंट आम करूँ एंड वी आर गिविंग गुड रिजल्ट्स एंड मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग इज ऑनेस्ट रिजल्ट्स
मो हाईटेक मेडिकल कॉलेज रे प्रोफेसर एंड हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट एंड वाइस प्रिंसिपल अच्छी कम्युनिटी मेडिसिन डिपार्टमेंट रे सो आज क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स डे सो बहुत खुशी लगे कहीं आम पेशेंट मान को सब सेफ्टी से बहुत आम इम्पोर्टेंस दे था
मु डॉक्टर अरिखित स्वाई प्रोफेसर इन पेडियाट्रिक्स रिटायरमेंट पर मु सेकेंड इनिंग्स करुँची सम हॉस्पिटल एबे सम न्यू हॉस्पिटल अच्छी फुलनखरा से पोस्टिंग नहीं मुझे एक्चुअली क्लिनिकाली कह गले देखुना बेसी जेहेतु आमको डीन प्रिंसिपल कर तेणु आम बेसी सम दे पार ना किंतु आम वार्ड रे पेशेंट देखिकी डिस्पोज कर
Good evening everyone. I am Dr. Upendra Jain. I am the CEO for Indivertus Group of Companies and we are the associated partners with Pharma Trends. So हम clinical trials के काम के लिए हमारे जो ईस्टर्न साइड के पार्टनर्स हैं they are Pharma Trends. We are basically based at चंडीगढ़. So चंडीगढ़ से हम ऑपरेट करते हैं और फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज़ के लिए बहुत सारी सर्विसेज देते हैं लाइक वी हेल्प इन द इरेक्शन ऑफ द न्यू प्लांट वी डेवलप द फार्माकोविजिलेंस एक्टिविटीज़ देन वी डू द टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर्स वी आर द वर्ल्ड लीडर्स इन टॉक्सिकोलॉजी सो टॉक्सिकोलॉजिकल स्टडीज़ में वर्ल्ड लीडर्स हैं होते होने के बाद भी हमको जब पूरे ऑल ओवर इंडिया में एक साथ क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स के लिए साइट्स नहीं मिल पाते हैं तो साइट्स के लिए हम डिपेंड करते हैं अपने पार्टनर्स के ऊपर like Pharma Trends is one of those. Okay, so we are very happy with the services they are offering and our clients are they are equally happy about it, right? इन्होंने हमको हमेशा जो clinical trials जो परफॉर्म करके दी हैं वो टॉप क्लास रहते हैं उनमें क्वालिटी जो है बहुत अच्छी रहती है ट्रायल्स का, और आई एम श्योर कि जो है ये सारा कुछ हो पाता है जो इनके साथ में डॉक्टर्स एसोसिएटेड हैं फार्माट्रेंड्स के साथ में, और जो इनका टीम और डॉक्टर्स जो है हर किसी CRO के लिए, चाहे वो इंडिवर्टस हो जैसे कि हम हैं, और चाहे फार्माट्रेंड्स हो, फार्माट्रेंड्स और इंडिवर्टस टाइप के CROs के लिए टीम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है जो पीछे बैकहैंड पे काम कर रही होती है. सो द सक्सेस ऑफ अस goes to the team members of our CROs, right? And more importantly, when it comes to clinical trials, the success very much depends on the principal investigators, the doctors where we conduct the clinical trials.
Subscribe for more content.